lab work number 2. Start. Okay, so I explained some details about legends, dimensions, shadows, tags, text notes, and title blocks. So give you some additional info. And let's try. Okay, so let's open the project. Okay, I see update is done. Open. And let's make a pause for this part. Okay, one of your colleagues asked how to update title page image. So I will show you 2 techniques how to manage this image, and you can use the same technique when you are organizing your information. So now my image looks not very nice. I recommend to measure the size of the table, which is here. Let's say the size of my image should be like this one. And address field, let's optimize address field and let's make it to the 2 lines. So my image size should be 80 and 130 millimeters. Okay, so technique number 1, I can double click on my visualization image. I go to here and reset crop boundaries to model. I click this one. And the program automatically extends all the crop boundaries to the original. So to make visible all elements, I will turn off face filter. I will make it none, so it brings me all the colors back and shows all objects in my project. So if you don't see some elements, try to check if phasing is active or not active. Also, I go to view and visibility graphics. And in visibility graphics, I go to import categories and turn off imported objects. I go to topography and turn off triangulation and apply OK. And now I have nice building. Also, I would like to see my mass objects. I repeat visibility graphics, go to mass and put the check mark on the mass. And now I should see the mass objects in my project. Now I can crop a little bit, drag these bubbles all the table, or I can double tap on this line and or size crop, and I think double tap should work. Not working, okay. Sometimes it works and you can create your own box. So now I create the size of my project. I can change the location, and also I can change from projection mode from orthographic to perspective mode. So to go to the perspective mode, I think I need to go graphical display options, and in here I should select background I can put the sky on my background. Or gradient to show like nice background, realistic lighting, depth, sketch lines, shadows. Also, I can cast some shadows if I need. And for visualization, yeah. So I forgot I was locking this image, so I unlock image, and I can change it to perspective mode. And in this case, my image looks a little bit strange. Okay, so let's stay with orthographic mode, like this one for now. Now my image is too large, so I can change the scale from 200 to 1000 or 2000, or I can click and resize the image. So for resizing canvas, wait. In here, I should see scaling. Okay, so maybe it's not here. So I should select 1000, and let's say my image is now good for this part. And now I double tap, select size crop, and can type. This one is 130, and this is 80 millimeters. And annotation crop, let's stay with 25. And now I just go out of image, select image, use move tool, and just move this to this position. So now I have nice image on my title page. Also, if I want to put a perspective image on the title page, I can go and select the same image. From, I think, architecture. This one is 100 English, 100 English. 100 English. Search. Okay, project view. So I can double click duplication. And now I will use and put the same image in here. And in this case, I will use perspective mode. So I select perspective mode. Now we can see it's looking strange. So I will select a full navigation wheel, and full navigation wheel should pop up, and it lets me organize the drawing. So I can zoom out. I can pan a little bit my building. I can use orbit tool and can use look up down like this one maybe. And in this case, the image still looks strange, so I need to change target elevation and eye elevation. So this part should be modified. Also, I can try to use reset crop boundaries to model, and it should try to update the model. Yeah, so maybe after this modification, I can just use orbit tool, pan, and zoom tool to zoom my building. So I'm not sure if 3D looks, a perspective mode looks at the moment better than this one. For the drawings, maybe 2D orthographic view is better, but in this case, perspective gives additional viewpoints. So both options is suitable, so you can select which one to use for your project. So with perspective, I can maybe zoom in and see more details like in realistic view, and ortho representation gives this more like 2D image representation. Okay, so let's put this image here. Now let's jump back to our next step. We should create and update first or ground level or parking level plan. So let's go to the architecture part and let's open the sheet for ground floor wall and column plans. So instead of ground plans, I think we should call it parking plan or underground plan. So I don't have such plan in my project. So I need to create additional drawing for this one. So I can click new sheet, select the new sheet from here, let's say A1. Program automatically creates, puts the number and the sheet name, and in here I should rename it. So parking architecture plan, parking architecture plan, something like that. And for numbering, A represents architecture discipline. So in this case, my drawing should go also 0, 1, 0, maybe 0, English, and now the drawing is here. So I can close it. Now in this drawing, I would like to put architecture floor plan with some walls. So I go here and check out if I have needed architecture plan. So I have maybe architecture plan minus 6 meters, the work in progress. I need clean plan for this task. So I just go to floor plans, select architecture plan and select architecture discipline minus second floor minus 6 meters and click OK. So program creates this this plan, and I should rename parking architecture plan. I should go here and also should put the name on this plan. I don't want to change level names. I just want to change the name of my view. And also I should put the name inside the title on sheet. So I put the name here. So copied it and put it here. Now my plan is 1 to 50. So I think based on your drawings, your plan should be 1 to 100. So I will uncheck the template and I will create and modify it. So I select the scale to 100, or depending on your plans, maybe you need 200 and so on. Okay, so in any case, I would prefer to put all this drawing inside my plan, my drawing, and continue editing it on my drawing. So before that, I would like to crop and make it just the size of my building. So I select the scope box, which nicely crops my building. And of course, I see some doors was cropped also. So in this case, maybe it's not good. So I need to change scope box. So in this case, I should go to 3D model and maybe update the scope box. So I go from the top, select the scope box, and try to drag it and update and check it out. Okay, additional modification is needed, updated, and here my doors are completely visible. If you have a ramp which goes out from the car parking, so scope box can create a limitation for this one. So in this case, maybe you need to make two scope boxes, one scope box for car parking zone and second scope box for underground ground building part, one for underground and one for on the ground building. So in this case, it will be easy to organize views and data. So now I will put my plan inside parking architecture plan, and will try to work directly in my final view. So here I select the view, the name with the bubble, and put the name here, parking architecture plan. Maybe I would like to put the plan also in capital letter. So plan, so this letter should be S for scale. Now we have letter M, and I cannot change it, so it's we can leave it like this one. Now in here, in the plan, what elements I should put. So one of elements is room size. Next part is 3D model and some legends. So I double tap on this plan, and also I should move the symbols which shows the elevation in the view, so I can nicely organize them. Okay. Now next step is to put columns. I don't see columns, so I should go to visibility graphics and check if structure columns is active. So I activate structure columns. Okay. And so to represent only architecture parts, I can turn off all other disciplines and just turn on all architecture stuff and click apply. And in this case, I should see all the architecture components inside my building. I recommend to select only the objects which is needed for this plan. So it means it's better to organize everything by selecting only the views which should be on this plan. So in this case, I need walls, I need structure columns, I need windows in my plan, I need stairs, I need floors, doors, and maybe some additional components, maybe floors if it's needed. So let's say floors is activated, doors, curtain system if it's facade elements, and maybe I need to show some furniture or planting or other equipment, so I can activate these elements later if I need it. So basic elements in architecture column wall plan or simple plan is like that. I click apply, okay. I can turn off cropping of view so it doesn't bother me, and I can see nice plan here. And in this case, I will use consistent colors to see my representation. So here I have my floors, and I see my floors are a little bit too large. So I just double tap on the floors and change the floors. I use align tool and align floors to my wall, to my bearing walls in my car parking. And if I have entrance doors, let's say to my car parking, so I can just create additional part like this one, and use slice tool to slice the main line, and use trim tool to trim lines here. If thick line is not nice to see, so I can just go to thin lines and check the thin lines, and I see thin lines goes nice here, and I can just move this thin line here. And now I fixed the floors, and now I need to do the basic stuff. Maybe white color is better here. I just can create simple rooms, and because I have here parking, so I can put parking representation, so I can put parking components. So in this case, I need to new parking. I need to activate family or category to be visible in here. So I go to visibility graphics and parking elements, and let's try to do it again. Yeah, so now I can see the parking, and I can place parking elements inside here. Also, I can put side components. So in this case, I can put the car. So the car is also not visible because it's entourage. So I need to activate category entourage. So I go and look for entourage category and mass components, and I can put the car here and show maybe some cars how they go out. And on this side, I would like to put the exit, maybe on this side, exit, depending on my project. So my project representation. So let's activate all the elements. So my exit should be on this wall. So I need to put the doors. So for the doors, I go and look in here, architecture doors. And if I don't have parking doors here, so I should go to insert, load families. And as I mentioned, I recommend to use German libraries because they have nice families. So in this case, I select category doors, and in here I can see nice images which shows the door representation, and I can select which doors is suitable for my car parking. Let's say these doors, industrial doors, is suitable or maybe a garage doors like this one, and click load. Now the doors is loaded. I click the doors, and from the type I see garage doors, and I just can use space to rotate object, but in this case in 3D model maybe not always it's good to put the doors. So I just go to the parking plan and put the doors here. So in 3D, okay, I see my doors are nicely putted, and I can move it a little bit to the side. Now I see some elements on my doors because I have parts created. So in this case, I would like to see only original view, and it should show me only main object. Okay. Also I activated mass in my 3D view, so I should go and in view section I should turn off the mass family or category. And still the doors have some strange objects. So it can be related to the phase. I see the doors was created in phase 530, so I should move the doors to phase 210, and now the doors looks okay. So be careful with phasing. Try to use the same phase for new project, and if you use wrong phase, it can lead to some objects not showing correctly on your project. Okay, so I have entrance to my car parking. I have cars, and I would like to put some, create some additional rooms in my car parking. So let's say I would like to create walls for staircase. So in this case, I will select wall which represents partition wall, so concrete partition wall. I will use height to go up from my level. Also, I will go up to level 2. In my case, my levels is not nicely organized, so I will just select level 0. My wall should go chord center line. And in this case, I will draw walls on my grid lines. So these walls are bearing walls, which represents staircase. So the staircase will be located in this position. I created walls, and now I will use trim extend tool and just connect walls one to another, and also use this tool to connect walls to my columns. And here I have a gap, so I can extend the wall to this part. And I have this this wall going through my column, so I can hide column temporary, split the wall, use SL for splitting, and HR to restore, and move wall to the sides of the column. So now I created space for my stair, and I can put the doors. So I go to the doors and select doors 900 for the doors and put the doors. Now also I would like to create additional rooms for my bikes and other parts. So I just create and use the same wall and just create the line and just draw. And let's say I divide it into smaller parts. So now I can just draw and divide to any number of rooms. Later, I can use Annotate tool and create a line in the middle of the wall, like this one. And let's say I want to have all the rooms equal, so I can click on equal symbol, and now all the rooms are equally represented. Of course, size ending 29, it's not very nice, so I should maybe extend it and put maybe 300 here and try to equalize. Okay, still number is not nice here. I can try to fix it later. And create additional doors. So in this case, I will use smaller doors for my entrance, and I do the same with all the doors. Or I can just select the doors and use array tool and just say my doors should go, and 6 doors like this one. And now I have nice entrance doors. Also, I should put maybe some markings like components and markings on my floors, so to represent the markings, so I can click Save. And of course, I need to activate site components in my project. I go to View, Visibility Graphics, Site, and activate site components. Go back to Mass and Site, Components, and use the arrows to represent car moving location. Use space to rotate objects, and and create nice car parking. Now inside car parking, I would like to create rooms for each location. So I go to Architecture Tools, select Rooms, and rooms are not currently visible in this view. Do you want to make them visible? Yes, I would like to activate rooms, and I will use this place rooms automatically. So this tool to place rooms automatically, and also I would like to tag rooms automatically. So also I need to check which level is selected, because it's important. If I select wrong level, I can get wrong results, and my rooms will be new. Offset will be, let's say, 2 meters for my rooms, and I click Create. 9 rooms were created. I click Close, and here I have these nice rooms representing my rooms and main parking area. Also, I can activate a color schema for my rooms, and color schema for rooms like number of rooms, number, and click OK. And I think it should click Annotate and click Color Filled Legend, and I think I can put the legend here. Okay, legend is not visible because I have some limitations on my views. So okay, let's go here, and in annotation I will activate all and click OK. And here I have legend of my rooms. And if I want to see the colors of the rooms, systems color scheme, okay, I should maybe activate color mode. Nope. I think I should activate visibility graphics, view, no. Default analytical display. Visibility graphics, rooms is activated. Color fill, yes. So I should activate color fill, interior fill, reference. Okay, apply, okay. And now I have nice colors of my rooms. And also in architecture plans, sometimes we don't show all the layers of the wall. It's more on structure plans. Also depending on the phase of the project. So if you don't want to show all the layers of the wall structure, you can go and go to visibility graphics, and for walls you can select show walls in the coarse mode, and inside the coarse mode all the walls is like gray walls and representing like one thick line. Also, I should show the entrance to my building, so I should go to annotate symbols and put the symbol of entrance. Annotate generic symbol, center line. Ceiling, clock, data, doors, exit sign, nope. Entrance symbols, sprinklers, toilets. Okay, so I think this one, yep. So I just show which location is for entering the building. Now regarding dimensions, so if I have any openings on the wall, so I should connect all the openings to my grid line and the wall. So I select wall, outside wall elements and connect it to the grid line. Next level is to connect all the grid lines. And the last layer, I think, is to show total size of my building. Now I need to organize all the dimensions nicely. So if dimension is too big and doesn't fit inside dimension lines, I move it to the side. Also, all dimensions which represents doors or other elements should also end with 5 or 0, so the number is nice. And also I would need to have the same distance between all dimension lines and objects. So it means I need lift little bit bubbles and just go and check if both ends have nice organization of dimensions. Next direction, so in this direction I don't have any openings, so outside wall I just put dimensions using tab, move dimension outside, and put the main dimension, which represents the size of the building. And also organize bubbles, so it is the half the size between main dimensions. So repeat the same on other side. So here I have opening for car parking. And repeat the same steps. If dimensions are overlapping, so I need to maybe move it to a different side, or I can lift dimension with this leader line, and all dimensions should be on the line, not below the line, not on side of the line, but above the line. And here also dimension is hiding some data, so I just move dimension to the side and repeat the same steps. Now my grid lines are the same on both sides, so I don't need to duplicate the information. So in this case, on this side, I just put one dimension line, and on the top, I don't also need to duplicate. I can just leave it without dimensions. So these are outside dimensions, and now regarding inside dimensions. So for inside dimensions, for architecture plans, I need to represent the length and the weight of the building. So I can calculate the size of the room. So if I use calculator and multiply 7790 multiply by 5090, I have 39,651, so 39.56 square meters. And all dimensions should go in one line. So it means if I want to continue this dimension, I click Edit Witness Line, and I click Edit, and I show the thickness of my wall, and I continue on dimension line. And use tab to select different reference line which I want to measure. And I just go through all the building. And repeat. And I should show the thickness of my walls. So through all the building, I should have one nice continuous line which shows the size of the building. The same goes other direction. So both directions I should create nice continuous line. Now do the same steps, modify if I see my dimensions is not fitting. So I move dimension to the sides. And also I need to connect all the objects to the grid lines. So it means I need to create additional dimension, which nicely connects my object to the grid line. And the distance between dimension lines should be 10 millimeters. The same goes here. And if I have the same wall thickness or the same position, I can skip some dimensions. In this case, I just select and show what is the distance from this part to this part. So I put additional dimensions to provide more details. Also, I need to show the position of the doors. So I select the outside walls and select other side. Select grid line so I can connect it to the grid line. And also I should put dimension to all the doors. So now I see I optimized my dimensions, so I can delete some dimensions which is repeating. And now I see my dimensions ends in strange numbers like 3 millimeters. On building side, nobody will measure 3 millimeters, so dimension should end in nice number. So it means it should end with 0 or 5. So this dimension looks okay, 0. And for all the rooms, I also should change dimension and use 0. In this case, let's say 0 here. And like you see, I just select object and do modifications going through my building. Zero. And I see mistake here, so my dimension was a little bit moved to the side. And now my dimensions looks much better. And also I should change the dimension of my group. So I can activate my group, select object, and say this object should end by 0 and finish. And all the group dimension should update. I see still some dimensions are not correct. So I select all objects, ungroup these doors, and now I can modify each instance separately. So the most time-consuming part is creating drawings and putting all the dimensions. Next part also I should show the location of the columns. So connect the columns to the grid line from the both sides. So the same logic like the foundations. So I show the size of the column and also show how the column is connected to the grid lines. If the columns are the same size in all the buildings, so I can connect one column, so it means other columns are represented the same logic. If columns change or position is different, so I need to also show additional information. Now regarding these doors, also connect doors to the wall and the grid line and show dimension. Okay, now I need to to tag elements. So now I created some dimensions. For the main part, I also can put a dimension which shows the size of all the internal parts. So what is the length, internal part, and also the length of external part. And I need to check if all the information is available for me regarding distance. So here I am missing some information. So I just need to put additional data. And sometimes it will be confusing because if your room is small, your dimensions can overlap and it will be hard to organize everything so all the data is nicely visible. Now all my rooms here are the same size, on the same length maybe, so I just can put one dimension and it explains and represents all information here. So also the main task for me is from these dimensions to calculate all the quantities. So if I want to calculate the square meters of this wall, so I can just use calculator, run calc, and multiply this the square meters of my wall. So I just multiply 2890 by 220, and I know the square millimeters of this wall is 635,800 square millimeters. And also to calculate the square meters of my rooms. Okay, doors are here. So the symbol can be moved maybe to this position. And now I need to tag all the elements. So in this case, I will tag and I can select, let's say all. I would like to tag all elements and I just click OK. I got some error. Multi-category tags cannot be members of a multi-row selection. So it means in one of the settings I have maybe wrong setting. So okay, let's uncheck it out and let's tag walls. I would like to tag walls. I would like to tag columns. I would like to tag parking places, parking places, parking tag. So for the parking, I will use box representation. Rooms are tagged. I also would like to tag doors. So doors, and I click OK, apply. And now I see the tag on my walls. I see the tag on my columns. So for the columns, I can change columns to maybe type mark and select all the column tags and just move all the column tags simultaneously, and all the column tags are moved nicely. And of course, if I do some drastical movement, some tags can go to wrong position, and in here I need leader to show the position of the column. Also for car parking locations, so parking location 1, and I can parking location 2, parking location 3. And this number is Arial, so it means it's not according to ISO standard, so I need to activate edit family. And in the family editor, I need to select the text edit type, and the text should be 2.5 millimeters ISO CPU. And in here I type ISO CPU. So it's European standard for text, 2.5 millimeters. Borders, for the borders, I can put, let's say 1 millimeter. And for the tab size, let's double the size of text, 5 millimeters. Apply. Now I have nice nice tag, I can click load, and I can save this tag for later use in my work in progress folder. And later I can share this tag with other teammates if I fix it. Override, and now my tag is nicely according to ISO standard and all elements are tagged. The same with doors. The door numbers are here. I just check it out and try to organize the tag so I have full readability of information. Maybe I should move this tag on this side. I have some empty space. And yeah, now here I have a big mess. So I just move this tag to this side, this tag to this side, and nicely go through all the drawings and check out if all the information is visible. If I need to see full doors, so maybe I need to move dimensions a little bit outside, and always dimension line should be the small gap between object. So now my dimension line is too far, so it should have small gap between main object. So in this case, I need to manually adjust the extension of the lines. And this one, repeat here. And number legend, and yeah, so these are the tips for the architecture plans. And now if I go back to my main drawing, so architecture plan of car parking is done. I can maybe resize the size of page. Maybe it will fit inside here. If it's not fitting, oh, it can fit, I think. Almost. So this part can go here, I think. I can organize it like that. This symbol can just go to this position. And of course, this part goes here. And these bubbles should go a little bit up. So not always you can follow the rules. Of course, you should try to make drawings look filled up as much as possible. So now I compacted all the plan inside the one drawing. So I created smaller drawing, A2 one, or I can just use larger format. It gives me flexibility, and in here I can put 3D model, some shadows, and other parts. So also I will put some shadows here. So I just go here and I will create a shadow for my parking plan. So in this case, let's go to the shadow area and sheets, shadows, rooms, building component shadows. And in this case, I will duplicate this one, and will rename car parking room shadow. It will be English, building architecture, room number, name, and area. And now I go to the fields and check out the filters. So I need to filter out the rooms. So I have only the rooms which is specifically for this part. And also I should change appearance. So my schedule size, header text, body text is 2.5 millimeters. And also stripped rows maybe. Phasing is, let's say, complete maybe. And for filtering, I would like to select volume perimeter, base finish, base offset, level. So I will put the level, and the level filter will be level -2, 6 meters. So it will be my filter. And in the appearance, in formatting, I will hide the level. I don't need to see level. And here I have the rooms in level here. So I can put parking room schedule and move it nicely on the top of my title block. And here I have 1,310 square meters of car parking. And room. So I have a lot of room. So in here I can just select this part and rename it car parking. I can do renaming on the selected element, or I can just tap on the schedule, put the objects side by side. So in this case, I turn off other views and use view title views, and I can click on the room and it colors the room. So storehouse, let's check out if my naming is correct. Pantry, or storage, storehouse, storage. Maybe I will use storage room. Yeah, storage room. So this will be storage room. And storage room. And I just go and select storage room, storage rooms. And staircase and storage room. Okay, and also I need to calculate how many rooms I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 rooms. Save the progress. Okay, I see I have nine rooms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. What else I can put in this drawing? So let's check in Planary. So I created rooms. Maybe I can create some zoning. So about doors I spoke. If I need to create some openings, I will show it. So now about finish layers of the walls. So if you use wall with all the layers, so in our case, if I select the wall, partition wall, and click preview, I can see this is plastering level layer, this is concrete, and here is also plastering. So it means my wall has all the layers it needs. So concrete layer and 2 plastering layers. In some projects, you can get walls which are generic walls. So in this case, you need to create all the layers by yourself, so you can follow recommendations from these examples. And if I look to this wall, it has plastering, concrete layer, glue layer, insulation layer, and all the layers for outside plastering. So a lot of layers, and all the structure of the wall is presented here. So it's important to follow all the structure of the wall based on the design of manufacturer solution. So in this case, if I go to the links, I should find the needed wall type. In this case, if I, let's say, go to internet page and select another manufacturer for the insulation materials, so this one is quite popular in Lithuania, and it has 2D CAD drawings. Also, I think it has BIM libraries, so BIM libraries, Prolip building libraries for the BIM, and also CAD libraries. So in here, you can find, you can translate it in English. And let's say new construction, I select new construction, public building, industrial building, public building, and I would like to see walls, and select walls of wooden frame, plastered walls, ventilated walls, plastered walls, and here I have all the outside walls which are created by this one. So I can download a PDF file or DWG file, and also I can implement these drawings inside my project. So I just click Ctrl X and I put them inside my work in progress folder. So maybe folder lab work 2. And if I go back to Revit, I can put additional information here. So I can link PDF file from my lab work 2 and click open, select drawing, click here and create nice drawing. So the scale is 1 to 10, so you can see the resolution is not very nice. So I can try to relink the drawing again, click open and change the resolution to 600 dpi, and it should be much better. And now I can move and put this wall representation in this location. And it nicely blends, and if I print my drawing, so it will be nicely explained what kind of wall type is included. Another technique how I can put this this object, so I can create drafting view, let's say scale 1 to 10. And in this drafting view, I can insert link CAD file, and I link the CAD file from this project, and I have nice CAD file here, and I can put this CAD file inside my project. So I click search, drafting views, drafting, search, drafting. Okay, so my drafting views is in coordination discipline, so I should change discipline maybe. So I will remove template and change discipline to architecture. and can type wall detail. And this wall detail can be placed inside my drawing. So now I can see the wall detail if I put it using the real scale. So it's a little bit too large. So in this case, I need maybe larger sheet size, or I can go to wall detail and use different technique. Just use import CAD technique and import the file here. And when I import file, I can explode, full explode. And after I explode, I can delete, let's say, elements which is not needed for my project representation. And let's say I need only the name of this one, and all extra parts is not needed. And the table of materials can be compacted nicely here. So now I just modified the detail view, and I can put it nicely in my project. So here I put additional information about exterior wall, and all the information is combined in one drawing, and I can provide more information. I have additional space, so it depends what kind of information you want to show. Sometimes to save sheet space, we can combine a lot of information and make one nice drawing with a lot of information. Sometimes we can create a different sheet and different pages for each separate drawing and each separate element. Okay, now in Prolib, also you can download Prolib for your computer, and you can find, let's say I want to follow Paroc, and I can download any element or wall from here, interior walls, and I can select what kind of interior walls I want to use, and I can download this interior wall for Revit family, and I can use it for my project. And it has all these sound parameters, fire class parameters, sometimes U value for insulation parameters, and so on. So I recommend to use this tool to get in nice families for your projects. Okay, so about layers, about openings. So how to create openings. So sometimes in project we can get some elements or some things coming out or coming inside our building. So in this case, I will turn off all elements and leave only the walls. And let's say for my car parking project, I need to create additional walls, additional openings in the walls. Also, I need to change the status of these walls, because these walls are bearing walls. So I should activate structure and structure bearing elements for these staircase walls. And you can see if your walls are structure or not structure by changing discipline. In architecture, you should see all the walls. In structure discipline, you should see only structure walls. And in coordination, you also should see all the walls for coordination of the project. In mechanical representation, all the walls are turned into gray color. And let's go back to architecture. And in this case, I will use load Autodesk family and will select category category groups, generic model, and in generic model, I will look for opening like this one or rectangular, click load. And after opening is loaded, I go to architecture, components, and I can click on my wall and insert opening. So here is opening. Let's say I need to put some ventilation in my building. So here I have opening inside my wall. Okay, so regarding car parking, so structure plans of car parking are practically similar to architecture plan, but in this case we show only the structure walls. So how to make, I cannot, I think, duplicate sheet details. Let's try to duplicate. Okay, it duplicated, and in this case I will change the status, so structure plan, and we'll use the same number 0100 English parking structural plan. So in this plan I will make the copy of architecture plan with all the details, so I don't need to put the dimensions or some elements again, and I will change this discipline structure. So this goes to structure discipline. But in this case, it's better to create separate structure plan, because now this tool is using floor plan. So floor plan is mostly used for architecture discipline. So this workflow can be used, but I recommend to use a different workflow, to go to plans, structure plan, and in this case I select structure layer, and this structure layer is -602. So this one is for structure plan, and here we have structure layer. I will turn off the template of the view, edit view range, so view range is okay. And now for the walls, so I see only the columns, so I need to go to visibility graphics and turn on the walls. I click OK, and also I will turn on the parts is also activated. So here I see only the structure walls, which is inside my project. So I don't see any walls which is outside bearing walls. So I just need to go to my project, and also these walls is structure walls. So why it's not visible here? Okay. Discipline is phases turned off. Scope box main building, okay, activated. Let's go to 3D model, and let's turn off all elements and just activate walls. And okay, this is structure wall. Okay. So if I go back here, I need to check, maybe I have some filters activated here. Yes, so I see here I have a lot of filters activated, construction, finish, and so on. So I just temporarily turn off all the filters, and now I have all the walls represented here. So in structure plan, I don't have any doors, I don't have any windows, I have only the structure components. So in this case, I have only columns and walls and need to do the same dimensioning. So to save time, I can go to architecture plan, select all the objects, click filter, select dimensions, click OK, click copy, go to structure plan, click paste, align to current view, and voila, all the dimensions is automatically added. And if the program catches the objects, it automatically puts all the dimensions. Now I see some dimensions is not correctly assigned, so I need to delete and reapply the dimensions again. And for the structure objects, I need to show only the structure part. So in this case, I also have some plastering on my wall. So in this case, I don't need plastering part. So I just remove plastering, create the parts, and just show only the concrete part of my building. So in this case, the main task of structure drawing is to calculate the quantities, how much materials, structure materials I will need in my project. So I can know how much materials I will need to use, and I need to put all the needed dimensions. In this case, thickness should be shown not on the plastering part, but thickness should be shown only the structure part of the wall. So it means my wall is structure part, concrete part, bearing part is 200. So in this case, I just show dimensions of just concrete part. And comparing to architectural dimensions, you can see dimensions is a little bit different. And if I divide objects to the parts, so in this case, I can use filters and just leave the needed parts. So construction parts, click OK, and I see only the structure drawing, structure walls, structure columns, and this is structure plan. And now I just go to annotate and use tag all. So I tag all parts tag. For parts tag, I select original type, or maybe original type, yeah. And also wall tags, if I have such tags, wall tags, and structure column tags. Apply, okay. So on the column part, I just select element, the tag, select all the tags, change it to maybe type name, or I can change it to the type mark and move it to the side. So for the parts, so part original type. So original type looks a little bit terrible. And in this case, maybe I need to use, I can maybe try to use mark, but in this case, it will mark only the wall, the part. In this case, I would like to mark only original type mark of the wall. Okay, so at the moment I will leave main original type or original material, or maybe original material. So now we can see what kind of material is used here. So from here we can see structure plan is more simplified and specified only for structure part of the building. And from here I go to structure plans, select this plan and put it here. And can change maybe scale to 100 and put the name. Okay, naming, and of course all the rules which I explained regarding dimensions, tags, and other elements goes to all the drawings. In this case, I don't need the room part. In this case, I need the schedule of materials, how much concrete I will need to use in my plan. So in this case, I need to copy the column plan, wall schedules, column schedules, and place all these schedules in this project. So regarding schedules, so I repeat the same steps what I showed on any object, and later I can share all the schedules with other teammates. So you can organize schedule sharing with all your team. So let's say one of you can be responsible for wall schedule, another can be responsible for the column schedule, and you nicely organize the naming and the filters for the columns and how to insert the schedule in your project. So you just can copy paste. So let's say if I go and create a new project and I just create a structure template, use structure template, and in here I create some columns, blah blah blah, some columns. So, and now I want to create the sheet. I use the sheet. I put my level 1 with my columns, and I want to put the same schedule for my project. So I go to the project, I can click Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, and schedule is copied. And I have all the parameters are set, all the design is the same. Also, I can click and create the file. Let's say if you want to share the schedules or other parameters, you can click Save As, save libraries and views. And in this case, I just go to the schedule zone and select all the schedules. And select some schedules like this one. Click OK. And Revit will create a separate file for the schedules. And I save it inside my project. Projects, work in progress. And let's say folder schedules. And now I have separate file for the schedules. And if I would like to put schedules inside my project, so I go to my project, click Insert, load Insert Views from File, and I can go to Project, Work in Progress, Schedules folder, select Schedules, open. And here I have all the schedules, so I can just select which ones I would like to use for my project, click OK, and all the schedules will be nicely integrated in your project. And you can just put the schedules in here and use it on your project. So sharing the data is okay, so just organize all the things together like a team, divide the task by preparing some elements, schedules, and share this data with your teammates. And by sharing, you can nicely organize and create projects much faster. Okay, so structure, parking plan, and architecture plan. I explained. Openings explained. Walls, columns, foundations. Rooms, zones, and areas are located in specific location. Analyze spaces and zones. So these are specifically for mechanical engineers. So maybe next time we'll try to create some zonings inside our project and explain how to create all these title blocks, text notes, tags, schedules, legends, dimensions. So on your projects, try to check out all these things and try to follow my recommendations, fix your errors, update your models, projects, and by step you will get nice quality projects. So thanks for today. Let's stop our clock.